So the game just got really interesting really quick. A lot of things developed overnight that was brought to my attention. Um, I've been having my sneaky concerns and suspicions about Carly from for a couple days now. Um, Things just don't seem to sit well. Seems like everyone really likes her, everyone really trusts her, but if everyone likes you, everyone trusts you, then sis, who are you actually working with? So yeah, I've been good with her since day one, but it just seems like every conversation with her is like an interview. Like, yeah, it's not gonna work that way. So something is kind of starting to come together right now between myself, Jamie, Chris, and Tay. There's also a possibility that we might have Anna in on it too. She seems to be really good with what we might have going on. So it seems like we might be getting something going. And for once, I don't feel alone in this game. Um, so yeah, I'm about tired of playing around with planes. So yeah, it's about time for the HOH competition to actually be done. So we're gonna see how that goes. Hopefully, I can get this HOH and try to make a move coming up because I know live night is coming up. So I want to be here for that and see exactly what goes on. So let's get back to playing with some planes and hopefully I can win this comp.
I have been practicing this plane challenge, and y'all, it's not looking good for us. Let's just say there's a reason there are two pilots flying a plane in case something bad were to happen or the other pilot is not doing so hot. I'm the reason for that. I have been on phone calls all dang day. I think I started my morning with a phone call with Jacob, kind of talking about like, hey, what are we doing now that Alejandro is gone? And in my mind, that experience bringing us closer and realizing, hey, we have to work together to stay in this game. And so talked with him a lot, put some feelers out on, okay, who are the people that we need to align ourselves with? And of course, Jamie being top contender, him dropping like, hey, maybe Chris is something we consider, and maybe Anna, and trying to branch out a little bit, but staying very much as a strong duo. So that was a really good conversation. Hopping into a video call with Tay, which was awesome. I think I was a little unsure where we were at, but hoping like, oh yeah, we're in the Peaches Alliance. We have that in common. Maybe that's enough for now. But after the conversation, I felt much better. A piece that really stuck with me, and I think I was being very vulnerable and sharing some details. She had mentioned like, hey, how do you feel about the Peach Alliance? And trying to build trust, I said, I think it's good for a few rounds, but I think you and I should reassess in 2 rounds to see if that's still good for us. And it might be and it might not be, but I have your best interest at heart, and I need you to know that with the other two in mind. So I'm hoping she received that well and can take that back to Jamie, since I know Jamie and her are working close together. So that was a relationship I think I improved this week.
Good morning. How y'all doing? Another day in the Big Brother house. It's a beautiful day. Let's go out in the Big Brother big yard. Come on, Izzy. Oh, not my Daisy. My kitty can't come outside. Alright, y'all. What's poppin'? So, a lot of shit's going down, obviously. Shit is going crazy this week. This is the week that shit gets down. Ain't no more easy noms. No more Tevins and Annas, The Tevins and Annas, I'm picking them up. They're gonna be my people. And, this is, bro, I'm so hyped because this is when my game's picking up, right? This is when I am gonna put myself in a power spot. I just can't get too ahead of myself, I can't get too cocky, can't get too comfortable, can't get too confident, that kind of thing. Basically, I'm playing both sides right now, I'm in a 5-man group with me, Carly, Jacob, Phil, and Eric, and that group's not it. I like Phil in that group, I like Eric. But I don't trust Eric, I barely trust Phil. Like, that group is not it, man. Then I'm in another group with me, Jamie, Erica, Tay. And we're going to try to swoop in Tevin and Anna, and that's going to be our group, right? And possibly Christian. Thing is, Christian's tricky. We can't tell Christian nothing. That's the thing. Christian, bro, Christian's going to be a number for us, but Christian's also going to freak the hell out. He's going to go crazy. He's going to get paranoid and go nuts. Especially because he's the prime target. Over Tay, Erica. I mean, Tevin, I think, is the main target. Just because, but I don't know. This other side, man, these sequester people, they're playing sloppy as hell, man. They're playing sloppy as hell. I didn't think they're going to be this sloppy, man. Alright, so today is about forming my chats. I need to get my alliance going with the 5 good and the 5 evil, you know. Because ideally, I don't win HOH this week, now that I'm thinking about it. Because I'm in a spot where I can play both sides, potentially, you know. Tay wins, she's putting up the Eric and the Jacobs. Me, bro, I got some wiggle room, you know. I can move around. I can make some plays. If I can successfully play both sides, just for a minute, just to find some footing, I could be in a very, very good spot. A very good spot.
Let's fucking go. Are you kidding me? After I spilled all that juicy tea on Christian, he wins HOH? What? Also, I'm really glad I didn't go with my score of 20. That would have looked even worse. Anyway, I guess this worked out for me this time. We'll see what happens moving forward.
I really want Christian to make the move. I'm really scared he won't. I also know that people have told him information about, like, Carly and Sparks knowing each other outside of the game. He did not tell me. I feel like he's giving me back 0. And I really don't like that. It's really frustrating because I want to work with Christian and I know him, but that makes me feel very much like he doesn't trust me. And that makes me not really want to trust him, which I hate. He hasn't lied to me yet that I know of, so I'm not like writing him off in any way. I still hope that he is with us and that he's going to nominate someone that's good for us. I didn't tell him that the sequester people seem to be saying his name. I'm hoping that someone else will, that like Chris will, or that at least they'll be. It would be weird if I told him now, because I started to say that like those sequester people were like very questioning like what he would do, like they weren't sure if they trusted him to not, like that they trusted they were safe with him, that they didn't necessarily have enough of a connection to feel comfortable with him. But I just said it as a quick aside, and it was while he was like on the computer totally distracted with like configuring his mouse and not really reacting to me in a way that I could like connect with and know how he felt. It's really frustrating because I want to know. I'm hoping things are gonna happen for the best.
Hey guys, as the HOH, it is my duty to nominate 2 people for eviction. These people are both great, and I hate having to do this. But both of you are so great, and this is not about anything negative. I don't want you to take this negative attack on you or for any kind of reason other than we just haven't talked that much. So let's fix that. I wish you both the best luck in the power of veto. So tonight I'm going to be nominating Susie and Tevin. Like I said, I wish you both the best luck in the POV. You guys are both great people, and I'm sorry I have to nominate you two.
Okay, so some thoughts on today. First of all, that HOH competition was evil. I never want to play that game again. I dreamt about planes landing on runways last night. I will probably dream about it again tonight. And when I close my eyes, I still see little planes and helicopters flying through the sky. That app was deleted the second that the comp was over, and it will never be re-downloaded. It's an evil game, and I hate it. So I got 457, which was right in the middle of the scores today, which is perfect. scored higher than some people. Didn't score as high as Christian because Christian scored over 1,500 and played for more than 3 hours at a time, and that's crazy. So didn't win. One of the Baker's dozen wins, and he decides to switch things up a little bit. And he puts up Tevin like we expected, like a lot of us expected. And then he decides to put up Susie, which is a bigger move. Says he hasn't talked to her. It's okay. He decides to put her on the block. It'll be interesting to see what happens from here. I think it's a tricky move to put Susie on the block and let her stay. And that may seem crazy coming from me because me and Susie get along really well. Unfortunately, the thing that I'm most worried about in this game right now is people making a connection between myself, Sparks, Carly, and Susie, where really there is a understood agreement between us, but no formal alliance whatsoever. And if anything's going to trip us up, trip me and Sparks up specifically, it's going to be people worrying that we're unable to flip on Susie and Carly. So it'll be interesting. I think it's tricky to put Susie on the block and let her stay. And it's going to be something that we battle with for the next couple days. We'll see how veto turns out and see if we even have to make that decision. But this is going to be a tricky one for me specifically because I have put a lot of effort into the relationship with Susie over the last 10 days. And even the thought of having to vote her out pre-jury is not something I expected to have to do. So we'll see what happens from here. I don't hate the nominations at all. It's not me. And ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, right? So we'll see.
Hello, everybody. Round 4, Big Brother Hometowns. Hoping everybody is having a great evening. It's about 10:30 on April 27th. And once again, the Baker's Dozen are in power. Hey, excellent. Ready to rock, ready to roll. So let's talk about what's happened so far. We all played the Plains Control game. And here I was, I'm feeling so cocky. I'm feeling so great. Like I'm going, nobody's going to get 600. Nobody's going to want to play and try to get 600. I couldn't believe that I was like 6th place. Like, what? And it turns out, thank God, Christian was pulling in his weight of winning this competition. He spent 3 hours and got 1,500. So you know what that's saying to everybody? He really wanted this HOH. Why would you spend 3 hours, playing a game that was already driving you bonkers unless you really felt like you needed HOH? And I think that's what a lot of people on the outside are now saying. So that's going to be very apparent when that happens. And then Christian nominates Susie and Tevin for nominations. You know what? Round 4. Those were great nominations as far as I'm concerned, especially Susie.
Y'all, this HOH has been great. I would like this to be in this episode because I need y'all to know that I already knew this tea about Carly, Sparks, and Susie being close. Me and Crystal found that shit out the day of the HOH competition before I was HOH. We knew that they were close. It's pretty much the reason why I nominated Susie. Yeah, we hadn't talked a lot, and that's kind of my reason I also did it. But in fact, that she already had a connection with 3 other people. That's another reason that was like kind of the nail in the coffin of why I nominated her. But it's been great because now I've got Tevin come to me that said he knew this information. He told Jamie, who's come to me and told me this information. Chris Stoner got on call with me and told me he knew this information before Tevin. So, it has been just a flood of information lately, which is great. This week has turned out a lot better than I thought. It all comes down to this veto tonight. Praying that I win, or praying that Chris wins, because I think Chris will keep it the same. Hopefully, Carly can keep a word and keep it the same. If Tevin or Susie come off, I have a replacement nominee. I'm not nervous about that, but it would be great if I can kind of sway these votes to get Susie out instead of Tevin. That would be the save of the century right there. Keep you on your toes.
Okay, trying to do shorter diary entries. So talked to Susie this morning and we had a great talk and I was starting to feel a little guilty about voting her out. And plus I really didn't want to vote a woman this time. But then it's like, okay, well, if you're not working with me, what's the point of keeping you just because you're a woman? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But I did feel guilty talking to her and thinking, like, I'm probably going to vote you out. But after talking to her, I was like, I don't know. Like, is that really the best move? What if this Peaches group minus Carly is okay? But then I talked to Tevin, and he said he saw a picture on Facebook of Carly, Susie, and fucking Sparks all together. So clearly they're all super tight, which I could tell Susie and Sparks at game night were like laughing and joking and BFFs. So I guess that's it. Susie's going home. Happy to break up this little group, and I think Crystal and I are good. Like, I feel super solid with her.
Let's go! You know what's up? The best case scenario happened in this veto competition. Let's talk about the 3 biggest highlights here. A, Susie wins the competition, meaning she's going to take herself off the block. That means she is safe for another week. We didn't have to worry about crawling enough votes to make sure she would stay, though I think she would have stayed between her and Tevin. So we don't have to do all that. But in addition to that, that means that Susie has now painted herself as a bigger threat to people because she won the competition after being nominated, kept her cool, and now people could see her as a threat. So she's still in. She's not a threat to me, but maybe to everyone else. B, Christian has to get blood on his hands because now he's not only nominated 2 people this round, he has to nominate a 3rd, which means he also paints a bigger target on his back. So another bonus for me. Number 3, I didn't win the competition, meaning I don't have to show really where my head was at, because had I won, it would have been a very difficult situation for me. Let's talk about this veto here. I knew every single one of them except for one clue. And in proximity to all the devices, I was within about, I want to say within 4 or 5 feet to all items, minus the favorite snack in the kitchen. I could have won it, but I'm so glad after knowing that I won 6 points in the first round, I knew how to cool my jets a little bit and fall towards the mid to bottom section of players. So all this and all, 3 amazing things happened this round. It means that I am in a good place, hopefully moving forward, but I feel ecstatic. So let's go. Let's see who these new noms are. I'm thinking it's Anna, but who knows what's going to happen. What a round, folks!
I will be using Pepper Veto on myself. I think today went perfectly. Obviously, it's never ideal to be nominated, but winning the power veto myself so I could take myself off the block was the absolute best case scenario. I believe that I would have had the votes to stay, but I'm not one to gamble with my own game when I don't need to, especially this early. I think that Carly would have used the power veto on me. Jacob, I think we would have discussed it, but I think in either case, there's the risk of painting ourselves as a pair and then creating a target out of that. So it was essentially, if that had been an outcome, which gamble do we want to take? But we don't have to worry about that, which fantastic. I think multiple people in the house are confused and thrown off by Christian now because he kept telling people he was going to do what the house wanted. He was just kind of going to see where things were. And no, maybe I don't talk to Christian that much, but I do talk to everyone else. So I think that everyone was a little thrown off, and I think now they're a little bit more wary of where Christian could go in the future.
What up, babies? It's your boy Sparks. I don't know what day it is in the house, but we are on week 4. I'm feeling extremely well placed in this house. I honestly think everybody in this game has, like, so thinking about it from my perspective, in my alliance, I have the security of 5 people who aren't probably gonna, you know, do anything yet if they win, like sabotage our alliance or anything like that. And I feel like everybody who's outside of our alliance has me at like their top 3 spot. Like Chris, Carly, Susie, Anna, Erica. I honestly, other than maybe Tay, like I feel really, really good with. I think I should be safe. And I think that can maybe get me like at least 1 or 2 more rounds, hopefully, you know? And so I'm feeling good about that. I think my biggest thing in this game is I cannot have people connect the dots, right? Like I can't have them be like, oh, you're good with Jacob and I'm good with Jacob and he's good with Sparks and I'm good with Sparks, and all of a sudden now like, well, who is Sparks really good with? And so I just need it to like not get to that point, because that's, come up here, buddy, that's where my game will end up getting sabotaged. I also realized like I'm fucking garbage at these competitions. I was really excited because I love to compete and I love to do challenges, and I didn't think I'd be horrible, right? But like, I mean, looking at it, I guess, you know, first HOH was kind of a crapshoot. Second HOH, the game kind of itself had like a good chunk of luck in it, and so I was going into this next one being like, y'all, I really thought 70. I was like, y'all, I'm not doing too bad. Looking fucking hundreds and thousands. But I didn't get last place in the Power of Veto, and I'm super proud of myself for that. That is growth, baby.
Hey guys, how's it going? Susie used the Power of Veto, so now I have to renom somebody on the block. I think using the same reason that I put up Susie and Tevin is solely because I haven't talked to them a lot. So I'm gonna renom Anna for the same exact reason. We just haven't talked a lot and connected. I wish you both the best of luck. Happy campaigning. Like I said earlier, there's no real target. I wish you both the best of luck, and that whoever stays, we can chat more. Thank you.
So I'm in a block again. This sucks. 2 turns in a row, but I kind of knew it. Like Christian and we weren't talking a lot, and when he nominated Susie, I was definitely shocked. So when she won the veto, I knew that I was the next one in the line. But this is good. I mean, it sucks to be up against Tevin because I like him. At first, I didn't really get a good connection with him, but we got to call, and it was really nice, and I really feel like he's a genuine person, which would be great to have someone like this by your side in this game. And it just sucks that it's going to be one of us. Right now I feel confident, definitely. I think people are going to keep me, but it hates to see him go. It's just that right now we really needed the numbers, and I'm already starting to talk to people, try to gather the underdogs of the game so we can try to make a move against the power trio that's going on. And well, let's see how this works out. I'm really worried how things will be, but I'm looking forward to do something about it.
I vote to evict Tevin.
It was lovely getting to chat with you, but I vote to evict Tevin.
Hello, just chilling out on the couch with Lovey. I vote to evict Tevin.
I vote to evict Tevin.
Hey, casting my vote to evict Tevin.
I vote to evict Tevin.
Say rip, I vote to evict Tevin.
I vote to evict Tevin. I vote to evict Tevin.
Hey gang, the votes are in. Once I reveal the vote, the evicted house guests will have just a few moments to say their goodbyes and head on out. And that's the end of your journey here on BBH 13. By a vote of 10-0, Tevin, you are evicted from the Big Brother house.